video we are going to discuss about pricing strategies. So the most important pricing strategy is cost plus pricing. Cost plus pricing is also known as markup pricing. So in this method, what a businessman does, first calculating the total cost of production. In total cost of production, there are explicit costs and implicit costs. Explicit costs are those costs which are actually incurred by the firm, and implicit costs are the costs of the owned resources. Some inputs are the resources are the owned which are used in the production process. Value should be provided to those owned resources also. The total cost of production in this particular case is estimated at 45, material cost 5, labor cost 25, shipping cost 5, and then marketing and overhead cost 10. Then on that expected profit margin, some that is called markup, which we have intending to get 35%. Then the selling price is estimated at 60.75. So one merit of this particular method is very simple to calculate. And then if we are able to understand how to estimate the production cost, it will be very easy. And it will provide consistent returns when your cost remains stable, when the cost of production is remain stable. But one demerit of this particular method is this method doesn't account for market conditions like competitors pricing or how customers are perceiving the products or the service of the value of the service or the product. It is a very straightforward approach, but not always strategic, because competitors, if they are charging lower price than the price that the firm is fixing without taking into account the competitor's price, it will not have market share, and it has to lose the customers from the market. The second price is competitive pricing. This is also called ongoing pricing in the market or going on price in the market. And this is generally competitors pricing is used as a benchmark. Suppose a new firm which doesn't know how to fix the price, whatever price the competitors fix, that price will be straight away taken by the firm. Then the strategy is to set the price just below competitors price to catch the potential buyers attention. It is very easy, but suppose if this particular price is not able to cover the cost of production, only thing is if the firm is able to reduce the cost from suppliers, cut operational cost and actively promote the pricing strategy, then it will be relevant. Otherwise, it is very difficult to cover the costs which are incurred by this particular firm. And even more difficult if the firm is operating at a very low scale, which means a small firm or a small retailer. The profits will gain if the volume of sales are higher. Value based pricing is the other pricing strategy, wherein setting the prices to value and how consumers perceive the value of the product, value or the service of the product. If the customers are attaching high value of the product of the firm, then setting a very high price and then attracting the customers. Because companies selling unique or highly valuable products are best positioned to benefit from this strategy. With value-based pricing, customers focus on products or perceived value. Luxury brands like Gucci, Rolls-Royce excel by selling an experience, not just a product. They demonstrate how customers will pay for more items that represent status, quality, or specific lifestyle. Though this is a good strategy of getting a higher price, it works particularly well for art, fashion, and collectible and luxury items. Then this strategy will also encourage the firm to go for innovative products, and then that will resonate with the target markets and build a strong brand value. But the demerit of this is very difficult to find out the perceived value of the consumer. This perceived value will change with the time. Maybe every day it changes, and it is, since it is also a subjective, it can shift based on cultural, social, and economic factors, and beyond the control of a businessman. Price skimming. Price skimming is the strategy. In this strategy, charging the highest initial price to the customers and gradually lowering it and bringing it on par with the competitive price. Then this approach generates higher short-term profits and by capitalizing on early market dynamics. The primary goal of this price skimming is to drive more revenue while demand is high and competition is low. Example, Apple has reportedly used this pricing model to recoup the full cost of developing new products like iPhone. Price skimming works very well when product scarcity exists, high demand and low supply. But demerit of this method is in crowded markets it's very difficult to go for price skimming. When the competition is less and not many suppliers are there, means demand when compared to supply, demand is very huge, then price skimming really works. Penetration pricing is just opposite to price skimming, where keeping the prices so low to break into the market. And then this approach introduces a new product at a very low price and increasing the consumer base. Once consumer base is increasing, slowly increasing the price after getting the loyalty of the consumers. And actually this pricing will help to stand out in a crowded places and strengthen brand awareness. But the demerit of this penetration pricing is if it is not going to cover the cost of production, then short-term price reductions may also sacrifice immediate profit. Short-term cost will not be covered and long-term the future is unrealistic. So penetration pricing has to be adapted very carefully. And pricing of multiple products. And most of the business houses, they don't manufacture only one product. They also manufacture the other relevant interrelated products such as substitutes or complementary goods. In pricing the interrelated products, a firm needs to consider the effect of changing the price of one product and the demand for other related products. For example, a reduction in price of a product leads to reduction in demand if it is substitute and increasing demand if it is a complementary of the same firm. Then price discrimination. Price discrimination is another strategy widely used by a monopolist or an oligopolist. What do we mean by price discrimination? Price discrimination means charging different prices for different quantities of a product at different times to different markets and to different customers. But these price differences are not because of cost differences. Maybe transportation cost and production cost, even though they are same, but different prices are charged to different customers in different markets and different units of the product. Price discrimination is of very different types. First degree price discrimination, the best example for this type of discrimination is a surgeon or a doctor charging different prices consultancy fee to different patients. And under this first degree price discrimination, selling each unit of the product separately and charging the highest possible price for each unit sold. So each doctor, the surgeon charging to each patient separately. By doing that, the first is the whatever consumer surplus the consumers are enjoying will be taking away from the consumers. So maximum total revenue can be, total profits can be generated by going for first degree price discrimination. But the first degree price discrimination can be possible if and only if the firm, a businessman, knows about the willingness to pay of the each of the consumer. But in reality, it is very difficult to do so. Doctor should know the patient's willingness and capacity to pay his charges. Second degree price discrimination, charging of a unit price, a uniform price per unit for a specific quantity or block of the products sold to each customer. By doing this, part of the consumers can be extracted by the producer. The best examples for second degree price discrimination is railways charging different prices to different customers traveling in first class AC, second class AC, third class AC, and sleeper class. Though the travel is same from Hyderabad to Delhi, but charges are different because by just bringing the different little comfort. Then other example is electricity boards are charging the charges, the fixing the tariffs at a different for different slabs. This is other example of second degree price discrimination. Third degree price discrimination is selling the same product into different markets. So, but this third degree price discrimination can be possible under three conditions. One is the firm should be able to segregate the markets. Number two, the price elasticity should be different in different markets. In one market, it should be relatively elastic. In another market, it should be relatively inelastic. In markets where the price is relatively inelastic, going for higher price, and markets where the relatively elastic, charging a lower price. By doing this third degree price discrimination, the firm will get higher profits with the discrimination when compared to without price discrimination. Then another method is peak load pricing, charging of high price for a good or a service during peak times than at peak off peak times. The best example for this is the early bird specials. Restaurants charge special and lower prices for early dinners. Matinee theaters charge less for early shows. Airfares, airlines charge less for flyers willing to fly off peak, early morning and late night. This is the example of peak load pricing. Two-part tariff. Consumers pay an initial fee for the right to purchase a product or a service, as well as usage fee or price for each unit of the product they purchase. Example, amusement parks, telephone companies, golf and tennis clubs. Bundling is another pricing strategy. Under this strategy, setting the price, the per unit price lower when the customers purchase a quantity of 5 instead of 1. If higher quantities are purchased, reducing the price. And charge less when the consumers buys a bundle of several related items at a time. Examples, restaurants. And premium pricing, this is also called value-based pricing, which we have discussed earlier. Transfer pricing. Under the transfer pricing, pricing is done, is paid for goods and services transferred from one unit of an organization to its other units situated in different countries. So these are the various pricing methods that are adapted in real life, real business situations.